A lot of MSP techs hate working in the office. They love to work from home, their own environment. Let's talk about why. Now, you used to work in the office,
I
right?
used to work in the office, and
Now you work from home.
now I work from home.
What's the difference for you?
It's endless. I mean, there's no negatives from working at home besides for working at the office for me personally.
Yeah.
I mean, waking up in the morning, especially in winter, cold, rainy day, you leaving home in the dark, you have to commute to the office, you get home at the end of the day in the dark again, you don't see sunlight. It's not fun, it's not ideal. I remember so many days of waking up in the morning.
Yeah, tell me about the commute.
The commute is painful. You stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
You
Or
looking at
when I used to work in London, like the tube, they call it the tube, and you get crammed in a little tube with a bunch of other miserable-looking people going to work at 8:30 in the morning, and it's just like one after another. These tubes, you have to wait for 3 tubes crammed full of people before you can even find a spot.
Yeah.
And traffic, yeah, same
traffic is the same. It's traffic and finding parking at the end of the day, unless you have a designated parking bay.
Oh,
it
yeah.
adds stress. And now you're running late because your normal parking space, maybe there's construction there.
thing. Oh,
And now you am I going to get chewed out because I'm arriving 5 minutes late to the office? And it's not my fault. I didn't have anything. It's just
so much
toxic.
hassle,
So much
even
hassle.
before you even get to work.
The stress level is already at a 10 and you haven't even walked through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that saved me when I had an office job was only the bicycle and being able to bike to work, stop for coffee on the way, enjoy my life, all that sort of stuff, and then be at the office with a little bit of like endorphin rush from the exercise and all that sort of that. That was okay, but then I hated walking into that office.
Yeah.
They hate the cage, and they're so. How did
Yeah.
you feel once you got to the office?
I mean, like you said, it's the cage.
It's the cage.
It's bright fluorescent lights. You're stuck in your little section, and then you have to hear about some co-workers' nonsense about their child, and you build up good friendships. Sometimes you enjoy seeing your co-workers because you become friends with them.
Yeah.
But there's so much other
You
bureaucracy
just hear
and
people like
constant
talking about their
chitter-chatter.
days, like focusing on like nonsense. Basically, you hear people. There's office politics. There's like everybody wants to. It's like high school over again. Everybody's trying to impress each other and trying to be better than each other, and it's a little bit more polite and civil because everybody's getting paid and they're not being forced to be there. Obviously, it's consensual, but it's like a lot of the time it's people don't want to do it. They just have to because it's a job. And you're hearing about other people's children, other people's lives, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's like, and then you go for lunch.
Lunch, yes.
Yeah, like you have thousands of other people like who have to go from lunch between 12:30 and 1:30, like you do.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh come on! You probably won't have access to the quality of food that you want.
Oh no, 100%. Having
Eating
access to your
fast
fridge
food.
is amazing. It's so much better than having to go to a restaurant to try to
Yeah.
get lunch. I remember having very small lunch break time and used to go down to try to get a meal, and there'll be a queue of people, and by the time you got your food, your lunch break was almost over. You had to get back to the office, rush down and try to eat your food, or eat it behind your desk, and now you're back to work. You don't
didn't
even feel like
have
a break.
proper break.
Yeah.
And what happens then? What happens after that? Well, I mean, you're sitting in maybe one of these open office plans. You're sitting in these cubicle type things. You're hearing a bunch of other people, phones ringing. Everybody else seems as about uninspired by the location as you are. And it just has this emotionally draining quality. But if you're actually in the 4 walls of your own residence while you're doing that work, you can put on some music, you can be surrounded by, I don't know, if you have a favorite teddy bear, who knows, like, your favorite stuff. You can have a guitar, whatever it is. You sit there and you're in your own vibe, making your own rules on the space and hopefully providing great results. And yeah, I mean, the noise and distraction of the office just kills focus. Yeah,
It does.
it's okay to go in for meetings or do Zoom calls for meetings and stuff like that, but overindulging in gossip, social pleasantries and stuff like that really kills the focus of a lot of us introverts who really want to focus on the task at hand and really have a good time doing the work rather than all the nonsense around it. So, and also there's a pressure to conform to all that nonsense.
100%. having a dress code in place maybe could be one of them.
Or even being asked to after work drinks where you're expected to talk socially with your coworkers about life and form some sort of friendship with people that you would have never chosen as friends.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you
also,
don't want to tell them anything juicy about who you really are and what you really like to do in your free time, because then that will be a source of office gossip
Exactly.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, it's also the degree of always feel like you're being watched.
Yeah, in an
like
office,
Big
it's
Brother
like,
is watching you
people,
all the time.
You know, like, is your manager judging the result of your work or the fact that you're showing up every day and look like you're working? Like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh? Oh, it's 8:03. You were supposed to be here at 8. I can see it on the camera. So whoa. Come on.
No,
The main thing is being judged on the results. Come on,
Exactly.
guys. Showing up in the Zoom call for 1 hour a day, the scheduled meeting, and like being to the point with all the ideas and solutions. Isn't that what it's about? You know, writing great ticket notes as a technician, documentation, all that sort of stuff. Isn't that what it's about? And you know, pleasing the clients with innovative solutions and you know, how well you lead their project. Isn't that what it's about?
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's about the work that's been delivered and not about the dress code or about
The best workers are going to be motivated by the opportunity to do great, meaningful work, not Friday free pizza.
No, Friday free pizza is not a motivational point. That shouldn't be a selling point that you have for your techs.
We're all for adding like human dimensions to the relationship, especially in remote work, because it can lack that if you do it the wrong way. But do it in such a way where people actually have the focus and aren't forced to be like shepherded into an office just because you're some sort of control freak business owner and that's how people always did it. We learned during COVID that it's possible to do remote work, but you need the right structure to do it. You need the right ways to hold your remote staff accountable. And that's stuff like ticket notes, you know, guidelines of how much time they should log in the system, how fast they have to respond when an issue is assigned to them or a call comes in, ticket comes in from a client, how fast do they have to respond? What's the actual thing that's supposed to happen? How well defined is your work environment? Because a bunch of people in an office together is by default not very well defined.
No.
And the types of conversations they have organically are going to be unstructured, and the amount of time they spend wasting their time like talking about nonsense is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can do much better. And I think a lot of the best MSP techs out there know that they can do a lot better.
Exactly.
They can do like so much better if they just have their own space and the right structure to telecommute and, you know, make a win for the company with their focused work.
Exactly. And again, just going on to that structure, if you're doing escalations in person in an office, that's not a good standpoint. Escalations should be documented. There should be a proper process in place. It shouldn't just be like, hey, Eric, do you mind helping me with this ticket? That doesn't work.
Or else your company will not grow past the 5 people that you have in the office right
Exactly.
now. You know, and you're attracting people who want to be judged on the quality of their banter rather than the quality of their work. You know,
Exactly.
the quality of their office, you know, political sort of dance that they do and all that sort of stuff. No, the best techs love working remotely. A lot of us are strange people who would prefer to keep it professional. And, you know, we would like to actually just, you know, be judged by the quality of our work, as I said. So if you want to structure your MSP better, we've got lots of videos on our channel about that. You can view more on that. If you want to see techs that you can hire remotely, you can do that. If you're a tech who wants to be hired remotely, you can apply to do that on our website, supportadventure.com. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.
Cheers.